Hello, lovely people. Today you're not going to learn anything. Today is going to be just a boring little daily update. Oh man, the sun just came out from out of the cloud. One of the last days that we have at least some sun in the UK, but winter is coming. So, what do we have here? All of this stuff. Today we'll be talking about my kind of plan for the upcoming future. I mean, probably a couple of months or so. What I'm gonna change, what I'm gonna keep, and the reasons why I'm doing these changes. So, you know that I am an Alpine fanboy. I love Alpine amplifiers. I have loads of them. I will be talking about them. I will be talking about these as well. But first, I want to talk about this Down4Sound kit that consists of Down4Sound Easy DSP 612 and Easy Power Amplifier 810. So I had this kit running for probably a month or so. I have it tuned properly, three-way, with all my good speakers and everything. I did a proper tune with impulse response, like basically how it's supposed to be. And I would like to give you my feedback on like the usage of this DSP and the performance of this specific amplifier. Now, since Down4Sound released this DSP, online there's always chatter. Is this a good DSP because it is a basshead brand and they don't make quality stuff? There's no SQ, no nothing. But people that buy this DSP, they're totally happy with it. So I used Alpine DSPs, I used Helix DSPs, I used this one. I used some of the cheapest ones from Senopo, Nakamichi, Recoil, and that kind of stuff. I don't consider myself to be like a professional that tested everything under the sun, but I tested quite a few of them. Now, my impressions about this DSP, if I would have to condense everything into one word, I would say it's solid. Solid in a way that it is performing as you expect. There's no issues with it, no noises, no clicks, clanks, no glitches, absolutely nothing. It's a solid DSP. And as I said in the review, I'm going to repeat myself again, for the price, you cannot get anything better than this at this time. It has clean 4 volts out, it has a Bluetooth connection. I love the app that you can connect with a phone with the app and just play with it around if you want to change some stuff. I love that. The only downside to this DSP is I'm used to Helix, where you can import EQ from REW, and with this you cannot do this. So if you're tuning a system once or twice, it's perfectly fine. There's no issues with it at all. However, me, when I'm constantly tweaking, I'm constantly changing speakers, constantly changing amplifiers. To me, saving time with EQ is a massive benefit, because it is a huge difference if I can EQ my whole system in like half an hour, or I spend an hour and a half or 2 hours with this one, just because with this you have to enter every EQ band manually, and it is labor intensive and it takes time. So this is the only thing. Like, if this DSP would have automatic import from REW, I would have this. But now I'm going to change it back to Helix just because of that reason, because of the automatic EQ import. Now, this amplifier, I had it running my whole system, and while I was running the system, every single day I was thinking, and I had one question like in my head: what is this amplifier for? Like, I mean, like 8 channels to run your whole system and everything, but if you have sensitive speakers like I do, and you are like SQ obsessed, for mids and tweets, this amplifier is not going to do. As I mentioned, it doesn't have noise issues. It's just an amplifier with lower signal to noise ratio, like a lot of amplifiers are. So if you don't mind that little hiss that you might have through the tweeters, it's a perfect amplifier. For me, it doesn't fit, because I'm used to all of these that have absolutely zero hiss or zero noise. So for me, it is a deal breaker. But for a daily system, especially a bass heavy daily system, this is a perfect amplifier. There's nothing wrong with it. Power wise, I was running this subwoofer, which takes like most of the power, but it's only like 1,000 watts. So that amplifier, it doesn't even get warm. It's stone cold. Even if you hammer it with my system, like 110 dB, sometimes barely gets warm. So it is a massive overkill. And since I have this system like Down4Sound everything, it is very simple, like one amplifier, one DSP, and that's it. But me personally, and this is more in your head, when people feel better inside when they have their favorite brand in their system. Performance-wise, there's nothing wrong with it. But in my head, I want my Alpine amplifiers in there. Now, I did address that hissing noise issue with a different amplifier. So under this one, I've installed this small little Alpine. I mentioned this in the previous video. And this one runs my mid-ranges and tweeters, and I have zero noises, zero hiss. But then if I'm using this one, there's 4 spare channels on this amplifier, so you don't use it kinda even halfway. So it is a kind of a waste a little bit, but now my system is back to where it was before. So let's talk about these mid-range and tweeters amplifiers. I have quite a few of them. I want to show you this one. So I did bought this one, Philips one, and I did install it. I did measure it. If you want all the measurements for all of these amplifiers in the Distortion Factory, so I did measure it, and it did measure one of the words that I have. So it's not bad. Like the THD plus noise was 0.1%, which is a little bit higher than all the other Alpine amplifiers. And this was the main thing. Will I be able to hear it? And I think I heard it. I didn't like how this amplifier sounds. So this amplifier and this one, I'm showing you both of these because this is an Alpine 3554, and these amplifiers are kinda almost the same. Even like if you look from the sides, the terminals, see, they're exactly the same. The internals are almost exactly the same, but performance I think is going to be different. So I haven't measured this one because it's in a very, very poor shape, and this is going to be a project for winter time. I have all the caps. I'm planning to recap it and measure after every step. So I will recap the power supply, measure, recap some channels, measure, and see if there's going to be a difference, because I think this Alpine should perform miles better than this one, because this one, this is a 2-channel 353 something, 33 maybe. So this is like 2 times 150 watts, and I'm going to use this for my mid-bass drivers, Helix C5s that you know they're 2 ohm drivers. And this is mega clean, like 0.001 or something, like super clean. So I think that one should perform in a similar way. And with this one, I'm not really happy with it. I personally don't really like it. So what I heard is a little bit of harshness on the very, very top end. So when I said that this down for sound, a 10 on the tweeters, it kind of mushes everything. When I put the Philips, the top end was crystal clear, but I could hear some distortion. When I swap this for that little Alpine that is there, everything is gone. Everything is crystal clear like it used to be and like it should be. So I like how that sounds. And I want to try both of these. So this is an F300S and this is an F400. So that's 30 watts, that's 40 watts. I want to try all of them just to see if there's going to be any difference. I doubt it because they're measured very, very clean, like down to 0.001% THD. Super clean. But still, I just want to try them on. So I'm going to try these. Now for the sub, this big boy. This is an MRP M2000. This, I don't know about like your country or where you live, but this is super rare in the UK. There's a newer one, MRX M240, which is slightly more powerful and slightly newer, but that one is impossible to find anywhere. So I got this for a very, very good price, and this is a 2000 watts into 2 ohm. The subwoofer is rated 1000, so I will have like twice as much headroom, and this is slightly cleaner than the Taramps Smart 3 that I have, and similar with this one as well, but a little bit less power compared to the Down for Sound. But you can see the size-wise, this is 2000 watts, and this is 2.7 on the sub-channel and 8 times 150. You can see the size is almost the same. So yeah, old school, new school. It is a bit janky because it's old. Somebody stripped the screw, so I will need to tap it and make it nicer. But I always wanted this amplifier just to have it because, as I mentioned, as an Alpine fanboy, I need all my amplifiers to be Alpine. Now let's go here on this one. I have 2 new things, and if you're still watching this video, what I'd like you to do is comment below which one do you want to see first. So I got this, which is Down for Sound JP95T. This is a 5-channel amplifier, 4 times 150, and the sub-channel down to 1 ohm is like 900 watts. So this is not for me. Because I have too many amplifiers anyway. This is going to be for the blue Honda, the Honda Jazz. We will be replacing the Hertz amplifier, the 5-channel, because it has some issues, it's overheating, it's not enough power, and we will be replacing that amplifier with this one. However, before we're going to do that, probably next week, I will measure it, and I'm going to make a video about this, like a review. So I have this amplifier, and I have this. So Atoto reached out to me again, because if you remember, I had one of the Atoto head units measured before, but that one was very, very basic with no RCAs, no nothing, just high-level outputs. This one is the premium version. Is it Ultimate? So S8UL is the ultimate version, and this one has literally everything. So it has high level, it has RCAs, and it has optical. So I did measure it already, but I just need to make a review video explaining all the measurements. This one has as well aptX HD Bluetooth, not the shitty, cheapest Bluetooth chip, but there's a Qualcomm chip inside, so that's great. I have this, you can see 5 meters of optical cable, so I'll have to run it through there because this one will go into my car because I want to see how it performs on a daily basis compared to my Joying. So if you haven't seen, I have this 10-inch Joying over there, so that one is going to be a bit smaller screen-wise, 7-inch, but I want to see how it performs. So in the comments right below, what do you want to see first? Are you more interested in this head unit that has optical output, or you want to see this amplifier first? And the next video is going to be on Sunday, so which one do you want to see on Sunday, amplifier or the head unit? Now, after all of this is done, I will have to replace everything. If you saw my channel is approaching 10,000 subscribers, which I just recently realized because I don't really follow, so hooray. And for that, I'm gonna make a celebration, and by celebration, I mean I'm gonna cut my content a little bit. So now, if you're following me for quite a while, you notice that I'm trying to do 3 videos per week. Usually I release them on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Winter is coming, and I want to do a lot of stuff, and I want to cut my content down to 2 videos per week. So I'm gonna make less videos just because, again, I need to change everything. I need time for that. And one thing that I want to do is start deadening the car. Why? Because I have the front subwoofer. I have those 8-inch drivers in the kicks. I have that massive big IB sub, and with that bass, everything started to rattle. I don't have literally any deadening anywhere. Like, for example, this, if I'm gonna pull it back, this is just loose. See? My car is literally falling apart. There's no deadening anywhere. So what I need to do is I need to start deadening it. I need to remove all of these panels, like all of this. I cannot do it now with one hand because look, see this one as well. Everything is moving and everything is rattling. I need to start to disassemble everything and try to treat every single panel that I can. And that's why I didn't want to do any deadening before, because it's extremely time consuming. I want to do these sides as well. I want to do so much, but I don't have time. That's why I'm gonna cut the content a little bit and try to work on my car more. And with the deadening, what I'm planning to do, I want to somehow show you what the deadening does, like CLD or CCF or the batting or whatever. I want to do some kind of experiments or something just to show you, and at the same time make my car a little bit quieter, because look, it's literally falling apart. I need to work on my car and I don't have time. And I know I should have done this in summertime when it was warm outside. Now it's gonna be cold, but that's what you get. I'm approaching everything like backwards. I have a system first, I have tuning and everything, and only then I'm doing all the deadening and everything. One thing I want to deaden is the roof. I don't know how, because to deaden the roof, you have to remove the whole headliner, and again, it takes time. I'll have to drive without a headliner probably for a week or so, and this is why I'm gonna repeat myself: less content and more work. So that's it. Update for the near upcoming future. Comment again which one you want to see first, And yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.